Hi there. Welcome to Weekend Extra. I'm Shana Kim here with Pastor Jeff Bogue, and we are going to talk a little bit about, well, if you would talk with us a little bit about your whole goal for this weekend is to help us as a church to connect.
Yeah.
So can you talk with us a little bit about that?
I can. You were supposed to say how wonderful I was.
I know.
We
I
rehearsed
skipped
this.
that part. So you are amazing,
There you
and
go.
I love to hear your sermons.
There you go.
But can we focus on the goal of us connecting? So
Absolutely. So, so in the message, we're just talking about being a spiritual house. And, we're talking about COVID stuff, basically, that we're in this world that wants us to isolate from each other. And as the people of God, we're just going to have to choose to stay connected.
Right.
And we're going to choose to be together. So what we're really encouraging people to do, this is all online, and if you were in the conversation this weekend, you'll see it. But if you go online and you look at 3 steps to meeting together, this is, you can Google it off of our website. What we're saying is commit to meet with your 2, choose your biblical content, and meet together regularly. And so the conversation is that, listen, there's 50 life groups, literally, meets every day of the week except Saturday. There's all kinds of Bible studies. There's all kinds of connect groups. There's stuff for men, stuff for women, co-ed stuff, sports stuff, on and on and on and on. If none of that works for anybody, what we're saying is just grab a couple people and meet, right? A couple fellow believers and start meeting and hanging out together. And we want you to have a spiritual meeting. So this is more than like watching a movie or whatever, This is a spiritual meeting. We actually put this little acronym together, and what we're saying is this, that we want you to meet so that you can mobilize with each other, so mobilize spiritually. The acronym is MORE. Okay. So we want you to get more out of it. We want you to have spiritual movement, and whether that's toward a group or toward each other or just toward a meeting, we want you to mobilize. The O is we want that meeting, we encourage that meeting to have an outward focus. Like pray for your 3. Okay. Just grab a cup of coffee, get on the phone, text each other, have a Zoom meeting, whatever. But just like, who are you praying for? And I want to pray for your 3, you pray for my 3 kind of a thing. Okay. So there's an outward focus. Who else should we be praying for? Right? It could be 5 minutes. It could be 5 hours. Okay. But connect. So mobilize, outward focus, then read. We're really encouraging everybody. Sometimes it's hard to get to the meetings. Sometimes we don't feel comfortable getting to the meetings. So we're like, what if you just connected with a friend? Heidi did this thing. My wife, Heidi, did this thing where she and some friends listened to the Bible all the way through in 1 year and then had a text chain going back and forth about what they learned and what their questions were. Okay. It's simple, easy peasy. Right. It really wasn't even much more time out of their day, but it was building God's word some way into each other. And then the EMORE, the E is encourage each other. And what I'm concerned about as a pastor is that we're so isolated, and we need that. We need to be encouraged, and we need to spur one another on to love and good deeds. And when you get outside the rhythm of being with people, you get outside the rhythm of your relationship with Christ. It's kind of the way that it works. And so we're just saying, like, try to get yourself back in that rhythm. Do the more stuff when you're together. It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to be like educated. You don't have to lead some complex Bible study. But you can pray with each other. You can read the Bible together. You can be like, hey, I'm on your team. Conversation, that's it. Yeah. But don't let yourself fragment, And I would say to everybody, I'm saying it kind of this weekend, everybody, if you haven't sat down and had a spiritual conversation with somebody from your church family, or if you haven't seen anybody from church or connected with anybody from church in the last few months, like, that's the stuff we're working together. We don't want to drift apart. So we don't have to all come back to church because we're not all comfortable doing that. But we don't want to drift apart, and the people of God don't. When our life is disrupted, we go to each other, not away from each other. So that's what we're pushing. And if you missed the conversation this weekend, listen to it. You'll hear me explain it a little bit more. Right. And all this stuff, there's hundreds of options here on the website. And then that's it. We're like, mobilize, stay outwardly focused. reconnect with each other, then encourage each other. Just do more
more.
than you're doing right now.
Perfect. Sounds great. And these groups, there's some short term, longer term, all kinds of different
Exactly.
things that they schedule, correct?
Life groups are kind of meet indefinitely.
Right.
The Connect groups, they meet anywhere from 5 to maybe 12 weeks.
Okay.
And then the stuff, if you just want to meet somebody on your own, you don't want any of these pathways, we have a suggested resource list here. Like if you're not sure what to do, we got stuff and got it available for you. And then there's just stuff out there. Watch The Chosen. If you haven't watched The Chosen, that's really worth watching. It's really fantastic.
Perfect, yeah.
The Bible Project, listening through the Bible in a year like Heidi did. It's on and on. But we have all that resource right here for you, or your own thing, but move toward each other and lock into it.
Perfect. Okay. Sounds exciting.
It is.
So remember to do more. I'm excited to try some of these things. You can go online. You can come to church, and these will be sitting in your chair. But we're hoping to do more together. So thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing you in church or online or however you can join us. This is a Weekend Extra. I'm Shana Kim, and this is Pastor Jeff Bogue. Thanks for joining us.